The Earth was doomed, although nobody knew it yet. There were many theories about why there were so many earthquakes in so many different areas, such as secret weapons tests, gravitational manipulation machines, and global warming. But however, for all the theorizing, it was all for nothing. It did nothing to stop the eventual demise of the Earth. All the world's leaders did everything they could to stop the extinction of the planet. They even spent trillions of dollars on massive projects such as floating megacities, space arcs to escape the dying Earth, and massive underground bunkers. However, though, as far as is known, the only two successful projects were the Ark, called the S.M. Flores, named after Sibylla May Flores, the Ark's primary designer, and the Caravel. The S.M. Flores allowed selected human beings to board and enter cryostasis until they could reach the planet which they would call their new home. A new planet, which was named the planet of Enoch, would be their new home, rich in alien flora and fauna and with a decent amount of natural resources. It was more than adequate. It was a natural untouched paradise. In the year 2091, the last message from Earth was received by the Flores onboard computer. It is believed that there is now no more life on Earth. After 83 years in transit to this beautiful but highly mysterious new home, we awoke from cryostasis, and we touched down on our new home planet. The atmosphere was breathable and fresh, and the landscape was truly beautiful, with all kinds of lush, vibrant, and colorful alien flora and fauna all around us. In the valley below us from our precipice, we observed what looked to be the alien version of wild cattle, very similar to a large herd of wild bulls. They were stocky and strong-looking in construction and moved in much the same way as wild bulls would have moved on Earth. We started unpacking and getting the 3D shelter printing devices out and charged and ready to print out our colony buildings. We're so excited to start a new home here on this beautiful and touched vibrant world. Soldier's log, date, month, May year, 2159 day unknown, let's say Tuesday. We have picked up an unusual and unexpected signal from this valley that we see before us. This signal doesn't appear to be the signal that is supposed to be coming from our drop pod that is supposed to be giving us readings of this planet that tells us if Enoch is capable of supporting life or not. None of us, not even our scientists, know what this signal is. It appears to predate the arrival of the Flores, but that's impossible. The Caravel blew up on the launch pad. None of us understand this signal. All we know is that we need to get to it so that we can find out where it's coming from. Soldier's log entry to same day. There is also this anomaly, as our scientists call it, that is out in that valley somewhere. It apparently breaks almost all of our known laws of physics and twists things like even Enoch itself into completely unrecognizable forms, with stuff floating everywhere and bizarre things like that. We have no idea what it is or how it works, but we can only assume it's a unique feature of life on the planet of Enoch. Soldier's log entry 3 day, Wednesday year, 2159. A personality and psychological profile of all the people that are currently awakened from cryostasis, so that future generations may know what the first humans to set foot on Enoch were like. Firstly, myself, I am like a lot of the other people who are currently awake and functioning, a very messed up person. I have seen a lot of traumatic events happen, just like everyone else here. All those riots and wars that happened on the last days of that dying Earth were absolutely horrific and devastating and tragic. But however, we kept each other alive. And now here we are about to start a new life together on Enoch. Jack Tanner, one of my best friends and a good elderly man, but very capable no matter his age. He led the world's finest mercenaries in trying to restore order on Earth, and it secured him and his finest soldiers a seat on the S.M. Flores. Me and Magnus Skarstedt were his finest and most skilled. Magnus Skarstedt, a crazy, tough and talented dude if there ever was one. He saved my life when I would get in a tight spot and I would save his. We never expected to survive all this craziness, but we did. Jakub Dabrowski, a terrible man, but an excellent soldier. I don't care for his crass attitude or words, and I don't really share his perspective on life either. But however, I wouldn't want anyone other than him and Skarstedt to back me up in battle. Don't get me wrong, I'm definitely not perfect either, but I try to remain as honorable as I can. It's very good for me personally. Soldier's log, automated journal entry mode activated, journal entry a program, historian activated, day Thursday year, 2159. This mode has been activated because the owner of this data logging tablet has indicated that he is no longer able to make regular entries in his data logger, so my out program will record all ambient noises and conversations and attempt to objectively record all the events that happen until my hard drive is full. Today was a terrible day. The anomaly surged greatly and destroyed many of our Outriders, turning them into nothing more than cinders. My owner has said that he has no time to mourn for the fallen, as he is currently engaged in combat with Sergeant Maxwell, who appears to have recently murdered Jack Tanner, the leader of the Outriders. There is also some kind of black slime that has apparently sickened some of our crew members greatly, but nobody knows what it is. Not even Dr. Zahidi, our head scientist. The best hypothesis available is some kind of unknown mycelium fungus, but that is simply an educated guess. According to my GPS readouts of the charted areas of our encampment, he appears to have injured and is currently being taken to the cryopts for stasis treatment until his wounds can be attended to and healed. Temperatures dropping, entering self-preservation mode to preserve hardware and software integrity. Will record further entries when the environment becomes suitable again. Soldiers log 2190 day unknown, month unknown. It appears to be 30 years into the future now. Dr. Abraham Sahidi has found me and my owner and is instructing us for some unknown reason to run very far away from the cryo labs. I have no idea what's going on. My sensors are picking up radically different environmental readings as they were 31 years ago. The air quality is very poor and is choked with black smoke, and the ground is ripped up like some kind of massive battle has taken place. According to my onboard camera, it looks like a decimated battlefield out here. One on Earth could be possibly going on. My owner is running very rapidly through all of this chaos and is now being picked up by some haggard-looking man that appears to be very angry, that is driving a big truck with a very large truck bed. And he has just murdered some guy I don't even know for her speaking up, and he's calling some place the Valley of Death. Oh God, what is going on here? I am still weak from the cryostasis procedure, so I've just got to keep my mouth shut until I recover. I am able to fight again. He appears to be thinking. It's all chaos and war and fighting and confusion out there. My AI systems cannot make any sense out of this radical and totally unaccounted for environmental shift. Will record further data once explanatory data is sufficiently gathered. More data sufficiently gathered. New soldiers log incoming. My owner has been transformed into an altered, as they are called, on Enoch. His body and mind no surge with Enochian anomaly energy. He met another high-ranking soldier, apparently another altered, who was a commanding officer of a battalion of insurgents, as the enemies of the Earth Colonization Authority, or ECA for short, are called. He met and defeated this altered, known by the name of Gauss. He controlled electricity, which is the most likely reason why his name was Gauss. This altered warned him of another, apparently malevolent altered by the name of Moloch. There is nothing in my database, or that I have gathered from the outside environment, that has anything to do with the altered that is so called by the name of Moloch. Gauss's voice sounded quite intense and stressed and afraid, while speaking of this supposedly sinister altered. He appears to now be coming upon a small shanty town that is perched very tightly in between two cliff formations, and that extends deep into the natural cave systems that exist inside of this. Now then, new entry in Soldier's Log. This shanty town is called Rift Town and is led by one of my former colleagues, Shira Gutman. I have no idea how she got this position, and I still have no idea why everybody is fighting with each other and hates each other, and why the entire planet of Enoch apparently looks like it went literally through hell and World War I and back. She says that this town was built into this cliff face to protect it from the anomaly storms, and that the only things that still work are the vehicles, because these particular vehicles were chosen because they were not reliant on any kind of computer-controlled or AI technology, and that a sufficiently effective form of diesel fuel can still be made by taking the small surplus of potatoes that are grown in the hydroponic labs and processing them and distilling their resources down into crude but effective diesel fuel. The life of this woman that I am hearing about is unusual. She is a good woman, a kind woman, a caring woman, but however, who she is now remains unknown. What I do know, however, is that Shira Goodman was the daughter of a high-ranking city planner, and that her family was able to escape from the chaos and destruction that befell her city, and that she was able to get a good quality education in engineering at a higher ranking university that was still functioning on Earth. She is the protector of Rift Town, but knows that her dear town and people do not have much time left. Unless they do some dramatic things like enlist the help of an altered like my owner for instance.